Straight Talk Politics, Middle East War, and other wars, as a matter of fact. Please like, share, comment. Sharing with the friends is a great way for spread the word and for us to go. Our audience is low, but our straight talking is resulting in some comments and discussion that are both civilized and fact-based. We're going to be fact-based, and we're going to talk straight to politicians of all stripes and all parties. Republican, Democrat, Independent, and anybody else who likes being talked straight to or doesn't like being talked straight to. The notify button will get you notified of every single thing we post. We're going to try and do a full week, taking only one day off for the holiday. We'll see how that works. This is the December 30th version being recorded on the 29th in the United States. If you're just enjoying this podcast, please make a comment, indicate that you wish to join us. We'll talk. I'm available on WhatsApp, email. You might be able to figure out the email address that owns this channel. You may not, but I will reach out to you eventually, and we'll discuss if you're compatible. We're going to talk straight, fact-based. We're not going to publish lies in order to push our political position. We're going to talk to both the people we support and the people we don't support in a fact-based manner. War report. Syria is in chaos following the fall of Assad. Israel is ready to attack Hezbollah attempts to resupply Hezbollah in Lebanon using weapons in Syria. They have promised and may have already delivered by the time this broadcast is listened to attack any armed shipments out of Syria into Lebanon to resupply Hezbollah. And they've got the assets and the backing of the United States and the assets to detect and destroy this, in spite of other ongoing aspects of the war in the Middle East. Uncle Donald wants the Gaza war to end. The Gaza war is going to continue to drag on. Hostage negotiations have faltered, and the Houthis in Yemen have continued to fire upon central Israel in spite of stepped up Israeli and U.S. retaliation. The Suez Canal is still shut down. I don't know how long Egypt can stand that. That's causing a financial crisis there. Eventually, the Houthi and their patron Iran is going to have to be dealt with. We're waiting to see how they're going to be dealt with. There's probably not going to be anything clear in this area for another 20 some odd days until Donald Trump once again enters the White House. IDF estimates cleaning up Gaza could take years. It took them years to clear up the Shechem area after the 2003 operation, but they eventually did clean it up. They cleaned it up by choking off arms supplies and doing frequent surprise raids and controlling the borders of the region where arms are shipped in. So that's the important part, is that the border with Egypt, where most of the weapons go into Gaza, is going to have an IDF presence, and they're going to be able to destroy weapons and stop interdict weapons from coming in to resupply Hamas in Gaza. That's a long-term operation. It's not going to be major operations. There'll be occasional flare-ups. There'll be bombings. Remember, it should be noted that Hamas's strategy is to have Israel attack and kill civilians. It's a critical part of their war strategy. Israel's victory over Hezbollah changed the balance of power in Syria, and the collapse has increased the need for IDF troops in the north. There are a number of IDF units in Syria near the border with the Golan Heights to prevent the weapons flow and terrorism against Israel and the Israeli forces inside the Golan Heights and allies of Israel, primarily Druze in the area of Majal Shams and other villages that have recently had the ability to communicate in a way besides yelling across a border fence restored due to the collapse of the Syrian government. It should be noted also Assad's wife filed for divorce and is trying to immigrate to the United Kingdom. She apparently does not like winter in Moscow. Can't blame her for that. North Korean troops continue to suffer heavy casualties in Ukraine. An Azerbaijan airliner was shot down. They claimed that there was fog preventing landings of the airliner in Grozny, where it was scheduled to land. Some question as to whether that was true. Putin apologized for the casualties but did not take responsibility. The airliner went down after being denied landing rights, possibly after it was damaged by anti-aircraft weapons from Russia, and crash landed on the other side of the Caspian Sea, badly damaged. Half the people were in the miracle. 30-odd people 32 people survived the crash, 38 people were killed. The world is waiting anxiously for Donald Trump's Iran policy. The Houthis continue to their policy of attrition. They want to wake up Israelis every night with a missile attack. They're successfully getting missiles into Israel and getting people into shelters and stirring the pot and causing sleep deprivation and hurting the economy. Eventually, Donald Trump's going to want to do something about this, and that the source of all the terror and all the wars in the Middle East is Iran, and Iran is going to have to get dealt with. We shall see what happens. I suspect, again, as I stated earlier in this podcast, that there will be no major policy shift until Trump goes into office. Uh, Biden is not willing to end his legacy in office by kicking off the war that Iran so richly deserves. I would expect at some point their nuclear industry will be hammered and the citizens of Iran will be encouraged to overthrow their government. If you like this content, share it, comment, subscribe, notify. Thank you.